Hello, everyone. Welcome to another IT Career Talk with professionals. And today I have another very young Chief Technology Officer, a young CTO indeed. So, my guest is Mr. Roland Salunga. Hello, sir.
Hello, Rafi. Hello, Rafi. Thank you for having me here. Hello rin sa mga viewers natin dyan. I hope you're all doing fine. No? And yeah, don't forget to subscribe kay Rafi. Very good channel, very amazing content.
Thank you. No? Speaking about content, let's ask, what is your role, or can you describe for us your role as a very young Chief Technology Officer? What 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 do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Sure, no. So, yon, I'm the CTO for Hirai Manila, a software development and creative agency company.
Mhm.
Our company's mission is using both our the creativity and technical innovation to help our clients bring their ideas to life.
Right.
So, as a CTO, I'm part of the management team, which means I'm also a key player
Mhm.
in making key decisions and setting and guiding the company's tech strategy and direction. Now, other than that, I'm also representing our engineering department on different high-level meetings with our different stakeholders. No, and since we are a small company, no, I'm also responsible for hiring our engineering talents.
Right,
No,
right.
and other task ren is I am heavily involved with managing our projects, our people, and also I've been doing lots of code reviews lately, no? And sometimes nag-overlap na rin yung work ng pagiging product owner where I am providing product direction
Right.
para sa clients nito.
Mhm. So you mentioned a little bit of hiring, no? So let's ask the hiring question. What do you look for
Mhm.
when you are hiring? No? Do you look for certifications, portfolio? Is there a particular strategy that you're using when you're doing hiring?
Yes, we currently do multiple steps of hiring, very identical to most of the companies out there.
Mhm.
No, but the difference is we do take into account yung certificates, no, since these are nakuha ito through hard work, no, and efforts na rin.
Mhm.
But they are considered but not highly as big deal compared to the applicant's mindset and attitude, no.
Mhm.
Kasi for us, we are always looking for people who are always willing to learn and improve, no. Gaya ng sabi ng mga naging mentor ko before, madaling maturuan yung mga taong may tamang attitude and may tamang will to learn and improve. Now, on our hiring process, we first start with the regular background check, no? We check your resume,
Mhm.
your CV, your cover letter if meron man. And then we also check your portfolio and get in contact with the references if meron man. If not, then we'll ask for it. And then after that, once the applicant has passed the first step, we will give them a technical exam.
Right.
Our technical exam is very different. No, we're
Mhm.
not doing the code reviews. Code exam just like what big tech companies does. No, what we do is we give our applicants take-home project. No, that they can accomplish maybe within 36 48 hours. No, and then after that we move on to the next step where
Mhm.
we do a technical and behavioral interview. No,
Right, right.
where we check if yung skills ba ng applicant is aligned sa amin or yung behavior niya is aligned sa culture namin.
Mhm. Right. And usually, how long does that take? Yung span, no, of applying up to getting hired in your company.
I think the fastest was 5 days, no, average 5 days.
Right, right.
Some people are taking at least 10 days,
Mhm.
no.
It's because of that code ay yung take home exam or take home project na medyo mahaba-haba din yun.
Yes, we are very flexible kasi dun sa deadline nung take-home project na binibigyan namin
Mm.
kasi we take into account those people na they have full-time job
Right,
or
right. Tama, tama.
other responsibilities.
Uh-huh.
So yung 36 to 48 hours is not very strict. No, we are very flexible when it comes to that.
Mm-mm. And you also mentioned you do code review, but at the same time coding, no? So our question is, what coding stack do you use?
We are using primarily PHP and JavaScript
Mm-hmm.
for our web, and then we are using Swift and Kotlin for mobile. We are also using Python for some of our systems, especially yung mga nag-handle ng uh, cron cron jobs na systems namin,
Right,
no?
right.
And then for cloud, we are exclusively using Google Cloud Platform.
Right.
But also, based on the client needs, we are very flexible uh, on what technology or tech stack to use
Mm-hmm.
to give the client yung best version of the product they're asking us to do.
Right, right. No? And since you actively code, no, one of the questions here, as CTO, sino nagko-code review ng code ng CTO? Yan yung isang sa mga magandang tanong, di ba?
I'm not sure sa iba,
Mhm.
pero ako, I'm asking my teammates to code review my code. And surprisingly, no, ginagaya ko rin yung code nila kasi honestly they are better coders than me, no. Sobrang dami ko natutunan based sa feedback sa code review nila sa akin.
Right, right.
So yes, sa company namin, teammates ko yung nagko-code review sa akin. I'm not sure if this is the same for other companies.
Right. Now, I always also say that usually mas magaling mag-code kasi they do it regularly, no? Parang they spend most of their time on developing. They should be the experts in developing. Tayo may management din kasi tayo and everything like that. So, hindi tayo as polished as them, I would say, no?
Yes,
Right.
that's true. 80% of the job management eh.
Right,
The remaining 20% minsan is very small na lang yung kinakode.
Right. So, for our next question, in terms of like skills and age, do you believe na there's a certain set of skills and age para ma-consider as a CTO? Parang may minimum age limit ba? Or parang, hey, pag 18 ka, hindi pa pwede yan, parang CTO, parang, or may parang set of, kailangan full stack ka talaga para maging CTO, parang ganun, no? Ano yung, what are your perceptions on these?
Well, in terms of age, honestly, ngayong panahon na to, it's not a matter of age now. We are seeing a lot of chief executives, no, mga founders, entrepreneurs that are younger than 25. Yung iba nga younger than 20 pa. No? So age is definitely not a factor, but skills are definitely a factor. Of course, if you're taking on the CTO role, you should have at least technical knowledge and skills, no? Kasi you can never really lead what you don't know, no? So at least you should have technical skills and knowledge, no? And then other than that, leadership and management skills are very important. You have to know how to motivate, guide people, and also manage yung mga projects nyo either in a product owner level or a technical level. Like I said earlier, this is 80% of the job, no? And then communication skills are very, very, very important. Lalo na ngayon, remote working tayo, no? Sobrang challenging communicating when you're not doing it face to face.
Right, right.
No.
How do you feel about remote working, no? Kasi mention mo na, is it like, does it, nagsimula ba kayo ever since may office ba kayo tapos nag-transition sa remote working, or parang in the beginning sanay na talaga kayo sa remote working?
Well, back in the day, I mean when our company first started, lahat kami remote talaga. We didn't have an office, no. And then we were planning to get an office nga on the first half of 2020, but then COVID happens, no?
Yeah.
In terms of remote working, I have actually mixed feelings, no. Not all industries are capable of doing remote work. Some of them requires on-site talaga. And then personally for me, I think I'll personally go for a hybrid setup, such as 3 days maybe sa office, and then the rest of the days is remote or vice versa. No, kasi it's still very important na magkaroon ng face-to-face connection, no? Which is human connection. Kasi it's very hard, that's very hard to achieve
Right,
through
right.
online
That's
or
true.
through video calls, virtual, no? And yeah, that's why I prefer yung hybrid talaga.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you mentioned earlier about skills values of a CTO. No, I'm wondering lang. When you were younger, did you always aim for a CTO position? No. And for example, let's start off with when you were in high school. No. How did you pick your
Mhm.
course and college
Honestly, back in high school, di ko talaga alam yung ano ko yung career
path?
goal ko. Like ever since I was a kid, sobrang dami pa iba-iba.
Mm.
Nagsimula from engineer, then na-influence ng dad ko, naging sundalo. And
Mm.
then na-influence ng mga napanood ko sa internet like Stephen Hawking, yung mga sikat na mga scientists, no? I wanted to be an astrophysicist. No, and
Okay.
then there was a time na yun, I was just playing video games,
Mhm.
tons of video games, and then biglang nag-click sa mind ko na paano nagagawa yung mga video games na to
Oh,
or
okay.
yung website
Uh,
katulad ng Facebook, Google. No, so then I started looking it up, like basic googling, how is Facebook created, mga ganun.
mm.
And then doon ako na-introduce sa web development.
Right.
And then yun, nagsimula. Minsan, dati nga copy-paste lang
Mm.
para lang may matawag akong ginawa akong website. No? So, yun, it all started from there and then, yeah, I decided na I love computers talaga, no? And it's a really interesting field for me.
Right.
So, I decided na maybe this is what I wanted to do, no? And then, yun, nagsimula na from there until now, yeah. Pero being a CTO, I don't think pumasok sa isip ko yun, no? Maybe being an entrepreneur like sila Mark Zuckerberg, no? Mga ganun. Pumasok sa isip ko yun definitely because of influence na rin ng mga napapanood ko.
Right. I see. And then, how did you pick your first job? I think that's also one of the good questions, no?
Mhm.
Parang picking your first job kasi is sometimes dun parang natatry mo talaga or parang dun yung parang nami-meet mo yung industry. So how did that
Mhm.
happen for you?
Oh man, it's very different for me,
Mm-hmm.
no? Very different yung story ko kasi I actually did freelancing, no? Like back in the day 2012, I mean 2011, 2012, uso yung mga online radios, no? So I was hired as to create website for my friends. And then I saw an article about a Philippine startup called Orange Apps, no? And they're still operating right now. It's education related rin na company, no? And then I message yung owner, si Gian, no? I message him na nagtatanong kung hiring ba sila either for internship or full time, no? Take note, I was in high school at that time. I think first year, second year, no? So I messaged him and then he got back to me. I got offered an internship. I probably interned during my summer years for until fourth year ako ng high school.
Right.
No? And then I decided to drop out. No, for actually di ko na matanda ba ako nag-decide to drop out. No, I decided to drop out and then I moved into QC. No, they hired me full time. No, so that became my first job.
Right.
So
No.
it's very different compared dun sa normal na
Right.
na job hunting.
Right. No, and medyo very courageous tong ginawa mo, no, where parang tumalon ka diretso sa industry. In fact, very courageous na minessage mo yung owner directly, no? Kasi we don't know, baka hindi siya mag-reply, ganyan, di ba? Kasi busy din
Yes.
niya. So yun nga. So na-hire ka na dun sa Orange Apps and thankful sa owner na na-hire ka na despite hindi naman siya nagsabi na ay kulang ka pa sa credentials, no? Maybe you can describe how parang na-decide nila na oy, may skills to, hindi kailangan ang education, ang ano, no, parang diploma talaga. Oo.
Actually, no, wala silang sinabi sa na gano'n. They just asked me if I wanted to learn, improve myself, learn new things, and prove myself. No? And that's also where our values came from. No? So, yun. And I told them yes, I'm interested to learn new things. I'm interested to improve myself, to prove myself to you. No, and then yun, nagsimula na. I was given multiple positions nga at that time, from front-end developer to back-end, and then they suddenly gave me a tech lead role, no, and that was my first time leading, no. Sobrang hirap at that time, no, but thankful ako na especially dun sa CTO namin at that time and yung COO namin at that time, na tinulungan nila ako and until na-develop yung mga skills na kailangan ko to lead a proper team, no? And become a proper leader to my subordinates.
No. Siguro the question here for you, no, is obviously yun yung first job mo. You already obviously moved to different companies as well. At what point did you say na parang, hey, I wanna try or I wanna apply for Chief Technology Officer position? No, parang, were there anything in particular na parang parang masabi mo na, ay, okay, pwede, ready na ako, or parang hinabol mo ba talaga yung position na yon, or it just so happened?
Well, I didn't really went after it, no, since the leadership experience that I had was for only a year and a half or 2 years yata. No, and for myself, I didn't really see it as enough to become a CTO, no. But I guess ano rin, because of maybe network, no, connections, because over the past few years rin, I tried to create a network with my coworkers and yung mga nakikilala namin over the years.
Right.
No? So, yeah, maybe dun rin, no? Pero at one point rin, pumasok sa isip ko before I became a CTO ng Hiraya, na maybe I can pursue a senior engineer role in a startup and rose to the CTO position. No, because even back then, nag-apply ako sa mga startups na Philippine-based rin and yung iba US-based, no, which was referred to me by my cousin. No.
Right. Siguro, since you mentioned though, do you have any particular management style? As we've already talked a couple of times, a lot of the CTO's job is also about management or leadership. Do you have any particular style you try to follow or you do yourself? What's your style?
Yes, I'm very hands-off. No, like little to no micromanagement as much as possible. No, because I believe people have very different working conditions. No, some people prefer to work at night. No, some people prefer to work alone. So I just give our engineers tasks that they need to complete and deliver. Now, it's basically also giving them a sense of responsibility na dapat nilang tapusin yung task na to sa ganitong oras at araw.
Right.
And gaya ng always nang sinasabi ko sa mga engineers namin, I don't care what you do, no? Kung gusto niyo maglaro ng buong araw, as long as you deliver and do what is expected of you, you are fine. No? And also, I am also very approachable. Like, we do one-on-ones every now and then. No, because we also want to hear feedback from our engineers based on how we manage them, how we handle in task distribution. It's for we also do that because I also want to improve yung management style ko and try out different techniques on how to manage people.
Right, right. So siguro a couple more questions na lang, no, before we wrap up, right? As you've uh, as you've progressed over the years and now you've become a CTO, how do you define success? No, is it based on the position, based on the release of projects or become management? What makes you successful?
Mhm. Personally, for me, no, I think there's still a long way for me to consider myself truly successful.
Mm-mm.
Pero the fact na that I am able to do what I'm best at and can guide others to be better and skilled is a success itself. No, but to consider myself truly successful, I think it's to do the things that I want and achieving all my dreams, which I'm still working uh, currently.
Right, right. No, thanks. And so, siguro that to the last question, no, in terms of advice, no, especially to our youth that are listening, no,
Mhm.
baka is there a particular advice that you would want? Sasabihin mo ba sa kanila, hey, if may chance, drop out din kayo, or hey, wag, in summary, anong advice mo sa kanila, no, if they wanna pursue an IT career path?
Mm. Well, definitely don't be like me. No, and it's because everyone has their own path and timeline to follow. What I did in the past and what I'm doing right now is because this is my path, this is my timeline. No, uh, yon, iba't ibang tao may sariling path, may sariling timeline.
Right, right.
Maybe maaga lang ako and yung others is malay natin kinabukasan marami ng ibang mga CTOs o marami ng ibang mga mamaw na software engineers, no? So yun, just follow your own path and timeline, and then two pieces of advice na laging sinasabi sa akin ng mga mentors ko is number one, never ever stop learning.
Mm.
No?
Tama,
Kahit
tama.
sabihin mo na college graduate ka, may master's or even doctorate ka, you should keep learning. No, you should always learn new things. It doesn't matter if this is aligned to your industry, to your career. No, you can learn different topics rin, or you can learn the topics that you are very interested in. No, and number two is never be afraid of failure. No, because in life we will only learn once we fail. No, so in this two advice, if you are going to observe yung mga successful people like sila Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, no, to name a few, and even Henry C, no, they never stop learning and they were never afraid to take risks and
Mm-mm.
fail.
Mm-mm.
No, so
Yun yung advice 1. Sabi mo, advice
that's
2.
the
Oo, may ikalawa pa.
yep. So yun lang, never stop learning and never be afraid of failure. Those are the, I think, two advice that I can
Mm.
give everyone.
Right. Never stop learning and never be afraid of failure, no? And aside from
Mm.
afraid of failure, syempre if nag-fail ka, kailangan bumawi ulit, bumangon ulit, no? Kasi
Yes,
hindi ka nga takot
true.
eh. So, dapat
Oo.
ready
Patuloy
mag-fail,
lang magpatuloy.
patuloy lang, right? Correct, correct, no? So, audience, thank you again, Roland, no, for your advice. And audience, if let's say maybe
Mm.
nasa similar situation kayo or you want to hear more from Sir Roland, you can always leave in the comment box below, no? To let us know. Baka especially sa mga high school students dyan, naisip nyo, hey, yung parents ko, masyadong makulit. Ayaw na lang ako pa-drop outin. Anong advice mo? Yeah, bale mo, baka meron, di ba? Oo. So, siguro, medyo para lang sa mga ganun, no? Parang, ano yung mga factors
Mhm.
or parang may, parang pwedeng, parang, siguro, on top of my mind, if may willing mag-hire na sa'yo, na bayaran ka, na, that means, potentially, pwede na siguro yun, na as a factor na pwede
Mhm.
kang mag, drop out, no? Parang dapat,
Yeah. if kaya mo pagsabayin yung work and study, then do it. Pero if the only choice is to work full time, but at the same time the people hiring you is willing to teach you, no, teach you the things that you na hindi mo pa alam, or teach you things na new things, no, then definitely say go for it, no. It's also the only reason why I chose to drop out talaga. I wouldn't do it if it's just for work and money, but I was also given the opportunity to learn.
Right. So maganda yung parang bootcamp or parang lessons sa loob ng ano, no. Very rare yan na opportunity, no. So siguro at this point, no, if you have any last shout out, ganyan, sa company nyo ba ngayon, ganun din yung environment, no? Anything just to, before we end the session, do you have anything else to promote or shout out sa ating mga audience?
So yun, shout out na lang sa lahat ng employees ng here in Manila. You guys are the best, no?
Yeah, the best.
And yun, let's keep doing amazing things.
All right. Thank you so much, Roland. And again, thank you everyone for watching us. No? This is, there are more people and guests to come. So please do check us regularly, and goodbye.
Bye guys. Thank you ulit, Rafi.
Right. And of course, if you like our content, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell.